The Jachi Power Pamoso, only Nyam the Conson number Tili, Consul Capoyo Marita, Consul Namshi, Garason Yam Tiri, Dela Pinning Araso, did to change the Sonsa Shigiri. Tele into Sambala, Consola, Jachi Power Pamoso Langazugi, Yang Kuntatang, Consola, Consugi Japi, Lapchangi Nito Langazugi, Jitin Chigo, Regini, or teaching number Solashian.
And it is a beautiful morning. It's beautiful to see all of you. Every year for the past 4 years that I've served the city, it has been such an honor to bring together the Tibetan community of the Bay Area for this very important recognition and ceremony. Every single year, Mayor Jesse Arreguín has joined us for this ceremony. Today, he's tied up with the Budget Committee and he sends his regrets. He wishes he could be here. We have such a beautiful Tibetan community in the Bay Area, but we're not here today to celebrate the shops and the small businesses and the community. We're here to use our voices to rise up and say that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, and to recognize that this year of all years, it is more important than ever to stand together, to use our voices, and to call for a free Tibet. As war wages on in Europe, there are those all over the world worried that Russia's actions will embolden China. And in a year when we've seen more hate crimes against Asian Americans all over the country, this cause has never been more important, and it's never been more important to wake up the rest of the city, the rest of the state, the rest of the country to the injustices that have happened in Tibet. For 20 years, the city of Berkeley has raised the Tibetan flag on this day, and we will raise it for 20 more, however long we need to, until justice is served. It's good to see you all today, and I'm very proud to present to you this proclamation from the city of Berkeley, formally recognizing today as Tibet Day in the city of Berkeley. And it reads, whereas, on March 10th, 2022, Californians, including Tibetan Americans residing in Berkeley and surrounding regions, will gather to commemorate the 63rd anniversary of the Tibetan national uprising against Chinese invasion and occupation of Tibet. And whereas, the city of Berkeley has a diverse population, including many Tibetan Americans who are concerned about human rights and freedom in the United States and throughout the world. And whereas, the United States has a long history of support to the Tibetan people, including the passage of the Tibetan Policy Act of 2002, signed into law on September 30th, 2002, which encapsulates policy and programmatic initiatives and supports the aspirations of the Tibetan people to safeguard their distinct identity. And whereas, the State Department's 2017 country reports on human rights practices said of the situation in Tibet, the most significant human rights issues included disappearances, torture by government authorities, arbitrary detentions, including political prisoners, and government curtailment of the freedoms of speech, religion, association, assembly, and movement. And whereas, since 2009, 165 Tibetans have self-immolated to protest against China's rule in Tibet, and most Tibetans publicly call for the return of the Dalai Lama to Tibet. And whereas, the city of Berkeley affirms the determination of the Tibetan people in Tibet and outside, including the Tibetan Americans, to retain their heritage and protect it from destruction against overwhelming odds through nonviolent and peaceful means. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Jesse Arreguín, Mayor of the City of Berkeley, does hereby declare March 10th, 2022, the 63rd anniversary of the Tibetan National Uprising as Tibet Day in the City of Berkeley, and that the Tibetan flag shall be raised at the City Hall. And be it further and finally resolved that the City of Berkeley stands in solidarity with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the Tibetan people, and their just, peaceful, and nonviolent movement to remind the world of the occupation and ongoing suppression of human rights and freedom in Tibet, and the continuous degradation of culture, religion, land, and identity of the Tibetan people by China. Thank you all for gathering here, and thank you to the Tibetan Association in Northern California.
Tering ne chilo chikton gu jangap chunga gu lor phechi kesa lasar permit so jeshung gi tsenela ngogo chede milo tukchu resum korbe nimu yin la saji shigu chemete chilo ni tong ge tao sumba ne 송초숨 벼지 서구 용수 세면 시외 겐랑 중에 롱은 줍시 코르니모 안 인배 버메리타 제된 찹시지 된둘 르소 터베 파우 파문남라 냥에 제덴타 타당 도중 나치 용심베 빈다 넘버 동생냠제 슈주타 케버 강종 춘데 젠드남 나초랄르 풍기 세메도 녜그 좀베 차나 치메준 뉴도 쳬베 도제 동문제 제 초숨자와 자tur 순대브 시주인
뭐 고사이 신호